Hey guys, it's Haley, and I'm back with another video. This is the third or fourth time that I'm making this. This always happens when I go a few days without making videos. I made a video in between here. It was like a haul, sort of, but I didn't end up making it public. Long story. But I also just needed a few days off, and I was also working on the Precious Moments album for Gammy, as well as a little pouch for it. So I will show you kind of, I'm about 90% done with the book and 75% done with the pouch. So basically I took just some of this tapestry, sort of canvasy linen material that I got at the thrift store, and I made a little pouch for the book. I'm going to set the book aside because my Gammy does a lot of Bible studies, and I don't know if she gets little discs, videos from the library, or she watches them on like public access television, but she does little stuff like that, and that's kind of what I want her, or my intention was to use her book for. So I wanted a place for her to carry her little pens, her extra paper and notes and everything. So basically I just made a lined pouch that with a little fold over top. Obviously I'm going to add a closure, and I'm going to add some other stuff which you'll see. And full disclosure, I am no seamstress. When it comes to, if I'm just like darning or correcting you know, a small place on something very intricate, I can do that. When it comes to like larger projects or more intricate projects, I am just not very experienced. I can sew, you know, go down and sew a straight line on the sewing machine. That's about it. So anyway, the little intricate things are kind of the only thing that I can do all right. And in paper crafting and junk journaling, you know, snail mail, junk journaling, I don't think I'm all that great at any of it. There was only one thing that I thought at least I used to be really pretty good at, and that was fussy cutting. Like going around the edges of things, because sometimes the stuff that I would fussy cut looked better than the store-bought ephemera. My hands are really shaky now, so probably not even as good at that anymore, but oh well. So what I wish I would have done is made the flap and the back panel one piece, but I didn't. It was two pieces. I made the whole bottom pouch. I did the 4 pieces of fabric together, sewed it, turned it right side out. For the front, I folded the 2 raw edges down inwards and used my flat iron to kind of pinch it as a mini iron. And then I just sewed those together. The back raw edge I laid like this, facing up, with the raw edge of the flap facing up, and sewed that together. And then when it flips up like this, I whip stitched and kind of stitched it down so it would lay flatter against this back piece. I may go ahead and add something right here, because that is like the big imperfection in this, plus this, which I needed to leave this to make it large enough, but I had planned on covering the bottom anyway. Yeah. So then I went around and just like quickly whip stitched and kind of stitched down the edges, made sure everything was really secure, and I will do the aesthetic sewing and bits later. So that's the pouch. This is the front of the book. I just added one of our favorite little bulb pins. Everybody and their mom uses them. This is a little vintage flower button. This one is glass, I believe. The other 2 are just plastic vintage buttons, but they're really cute and they match pretty well. This little blue and white kind of striped fabric, that is from the like baby doll t-shirt dress thing that I upcycled. Upcycling fabric and clothing, and I did it a couple months ago. and then I showed you the video and everything. But kind of on that subject, I'll put a timestamp to skip ahead of this. But if you guys watched my story time video about Trisha and Nick, if you missed it, email me. I'll send you the link because I have it unlisted, but it's still being watched by people. So somebody has the link and is sending it around, which is fine with me. I mean, it doesn't bother me. No one's being hateful, so, you know, do what you want. It doesn't bother me a bit. But anyway, talking about Trisha and Nick, remember, they had a thing, a falling out, and Trisha wronged him. And then to preemptively kind of try and cover her own tail, just started attacking him. And he kept the proof of what she did totally silent for 2 years, and she continued to just kind of slander his name and focus on this one thing that was a lie that Nick never said, that was just kind of twisted and made up around the scenario to say, oh, that was a lie, that was a lie, that was a lie. Which was a lie that no one believes. It was just some rumor made up. She's focusing on the rumor instead of all of the stuff that she did and all of the rude stuff she said about him, yada yada. Well, similarly, from my situation, one of the 50 things on the list was doing actual intricate stamping with distress ink. Not distressing stuff with distress ink, but just doing intricate stamping with a specific color of distress ink. And by itself, even that means nothing. Even though it was a blue distress ink there to stamp paw prints and dog paws and dog bones, which, I mean, those items, when I think of those items, I don't think blue, but my work is different, I guess. Anyway, so now the whole joke and the thing that's focused on in someone else's comments is, oh, you better not use distress ink at all because, you know, apparently I say that anyone who uses distress ink in junk journaling is copying me. What? 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 It's to take one thing, twist it, and focus on that's not true, to distract from everything else that went on. And, I mean, it worked out and happened exactly like I said it did. And it's really easy to predict someone's behavior when you look at certain behaviors as symptoms. And you realize what those symptoms are. It's easy to predict future behavior. I am a psych nerd, and I just like that. I love learning about people. I love learning about people. That's what it is. But anyway, this is from the clothing that I upcycled, a t-shirt that I thrifted, some lace that I thrifted, and old rickrack from the dollar spot. These came in like 3 or 4 packs a couple years ago, and then from the Target dollar spot, and then they clearanced them out. And I believe like the 3 or 4 pack, whatever it was actually in like $3, but it went down to, I think it was 70% off. So it was like 30 cents, and I bought like 2 packs of every, you know, color combo. And I've given a lot of little bobbins of them away and used them because rickrack is just a fun thing to use. And the reason I'm not permanently binding this book is because, like I said, I want my Ganny to be able to use this for Bible journaling, and so she can slide the pages in and out and use them so it can be useful to her and not just something to look at. So I did cover the back. I used some fabric scraps, again, from a recent haul, and I don't know if but see, this has all the little dots in it This was a hymn I took apart. I ordered a thing of fabric scraps, a mystery pack, but a lot, turned out differently. So anyway, covered up all of the words on the back. I left the Precious Moments thing because, I mean, that's the reason I chose this book, because it was Precious Moments. And my sister and I, my mom, we've always got my Gammy Precious Moments things for holidays and stuff. I told you all, this book you saw in the thrift haul, I actually got this book for free because most of the pages were torn out. There was only like 5, and I don't mean 5 double sheets, 5 sheets, 2 doubles and a single, which I adhered one together with tape. I'll show you. I didn't think that that would need a tutorial, which is why I didn't, you know, do one on it, because all I did was put, you know, 2 pieces of paper side by side and tape them together, because as you guys know, I like things oriented one way. I don't like to put in book pages and stuff sideways. It's just a thing. I don't know. And that's a thing that bothers many people. So now there is a tutorial out there if you're confused on how to do that. Anywhoozle. This is from the Project Life. I think it's just called Mothers, not Mother's Day. Maybe it is Mother's Day. It's an old Project Life collection. I just put some teeny tiny floral lace along the edge and did same old washi flip. Been around forever. Everything in this book has been around forever. If I think of anyone specific that has used these techniques, then I will give them a shout out. Yes, this is a flip. This is from one of the torn pages. I fussy cut the image out, adhered it onto cardstock, then adhered it on the rest of a different page where this like green came from, and yeah, then I sewed it on here and made it a pocket. This is just miscellaneous stationery, and I added another one of the little images I fussy cut and an image that I cut up off of the Precious Moments deco tape that was sent during the swap. Someone sent 2 or 3 rolls, and I kept one, and I sent the other 1 or 2 to Gammy, and I just kept one to make stuff for her, and then she uses it when she, you know, sends her cards in the mail, or, you know, does whatever she does. All of her activities. This is just an old die cut I've had forever. It was in a little set. I have one word left that just didn't work in this book. Cheers. I don't know. I just thought that was weird. But anyway, all of these are just little printable images. I do have some stuff that I'm adding later, which you'll see. This is the page that was single. I just adhered it to a sheet of paper using washi and deco tape, and only one side of it is actually holding the paper on. The other side is just for, you know, looks. But yeah. And this is a little belly band. This was a mistake page that only printed out this far and then it cut off. So I just made a belly band out of it, adhered the edges down, put a little bit of lace I thrifted on it. And these are the scraps. It is 3.5 by, there's three squares of this 3.5 by 4 inch paper that I just stapled together to make a booklet, and I hook it on here for the belly band. And that is left over because I made this. I printed out this little set of, there's 1 through 8, and then there was an extra 9th image, which is on the other side. But yeah, this is the paper that I used. I just cut it into 8.5 by 12 so that it could go through my printer. And I didn't change the settings. I just left it on regular 8.5 by 11, just cut the width down and put it in there like regular. This is just another tuck spot. There is a piece of the really pretty blue-gray doodle paper. Just, you know, more writing space, and she can put something else there. It's kind of like a placeholder, and I just, you know, wanted to put as much writing space in there as I can. This is just another little one of the safety pins I stamped with the that pistachio? Peeled paint distress ink. And this is a Stampin' Up! Or Stampabilities ink pad that was shared with me. I'm not sure, for the red one. And these are just cute little journal cards. They are by Prima. They're from the Yuki Ruby Violet journaling card set. And I believe I got that at Tuesday Morning. Well, I know that's where it's from, but I don't know if it was shared with me in the swap. It may have been, but I think I got it. Anyway, I was just kind of playing around with ink and stuff on some note cards. All I did was round the corners and kind of ink them up and put them in the pockets. I did the blue and then the pink opposite here, and then the matching ones on the Mother's Day Project Life cards. Just more writing space. This is my normal upside down envelope thing. These are the ones that I have left that I've hand stitched. I used to stitch across the center as well, so that it was like, you know, a shorter pocket here and then tuck spots here. But generally, I just sew down the top vertically straight down the middle, and then you either cut the top open and you have 2 large pockets that go all the way down, or you cut the sides off and you have 2 large pockets that go fully in, and then of course 2 tuck spots for the flap. These I hand sewed when I did it like 5 years ago. It was in 2014. Anyway, this is just on the back of it. Another random little envelope that I made, and this was the last image from the little card thing. This one had like words and stuff around it, so I just fussy cut it out and used it as the little flip tab, and I used the extra scrap of doodling paper. Just another journaling spot with lots of different types of paper in here. There is another, this is actually a pocket. It is adhered down on the bottom. This is just some light craft paper. A scrap with a fussy cut image on it. This is actually a doily that I adhered down to cardstock and then fussy cut around. And these are just some of the Project Life Mother's Day cards again. Same thing on this side. This little doily on the edge, tuck spot doily, usually combined with paper and other stuff. This was really popular like 4 years ago when I was making junk journals, because I started paper crafting again and doing smash books and junk journals, and then I moved into snail mail, and I did that pretty quickly after I started YouTube. It was right around the time I started YouTube that I quit making junk journals, but I shared 2 of the large junk journals I made back in 2014 or 15. I showed those in a video in 2016 when I shipped them out to people. Anyway, this and this double-sided image, well, I mean, I cut 2 images and adhered them together. You know what I mean. Is from a beautiful digital printable that was shared with me by my sweet friend Misha. This is just another Pinterest printable, and it matches the little black and white image from the tape that I cut off. So that's what the full image looks like. Just another pocket. This is the actual packaging for the tape, because at first, like I said, I could not find any of those images on Pinterest, so I was using any sort of anything with precious moments on it I could use to make something. So that's why it does look a little bit funny, but I don't care. This is from that booklet I got of different quotes and things, because it was full of beautiful images, and I got it to, debound it, unbound it, took the staples out, and to scan and erase these images where there was already writing to use them as journaling spots. But my Gammy, since she will probably use this for her Bible study stuff, I just went ahead and copied it just for her to use as is, because the image is really pretty. I printed it again on some of that lined paper just another one of the Mother's Day cards. And samesies. This is the page where I have the flap, and then I adhered the, oh, excuse me, my nose is itching. And I adhered the envelope to the flap instead of the edge of the paper. And then I added more envelopes. So it flips like this. So this is the flap of the paper, folded over. I added 2 journaling spots. I put one of those die cut words and just some of my favorite little notepads. I absolutely love these from Dollar Tree. I don't know why I like them so much. Especially like folded in thirds when they're tea and or coffee dyed or inked up. They just look so cool, especially the cream. I don't know. They come with 3 or 4 pads per pack for $1. So they're an amazing deal. These are just some me and my big ideas. Space for journaling, more images. This is just an old birthday ribbon thing. Excuse me. But it was cupcakes and it matched this card, which said thank you. And I just kind of collaged over it with a little frame and flowers and a little word that says delighted. And it's just more journaling space. And she can do whatever she likes. And then I just adhered down one of the cream colored things, journaling spots, note pages. And after it dried, I adhered another one down just to make sure it was really nice and flat, good for writing. And this is the actual little note card that came with it. Just a pretty pastel little note card for more journaling. And then the whole thing flips out because this is the flip page. Yeah, page flip with the envelope right here. This is the envelope flap that I adhered down to it. And I put washi all the way around and I glued the whole flap down to the paper. Then this is the flap for this envelope. And because it was like pink, you know, sprinkles, I just went ahead and left it because it kind of matched. And then the flap for this envelope was adhered down and I put the note sheet over the flap to this one. And then to go over the large envelope flap and cover the edge of the medium envelope flap, I just put down another one of these Prima Girl cards. So, not too complicated. I don't know if anyone's done that before. If you've seen someone do that before, you can feel free to mention their name in the comments. Give them a shout out. Just some more. This was another one of the images I fussy cut from the book. And that, my friends, is all she wrote. That's all I have so far in the book. It looks a little bit kind of messy to me, uncohesive, but I don't know. I know Gammy's really gonna like it, and yeah, that's all that matters. You know, not everything has to be perfect, and yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks. Bye.